right, welcome back. Today we are talking Trio. So I want you to take a look at this game before I get into a bunch of history programs. Yesterday I did do a bunch of math programs and I did my favorite and least favorite curriculums for kindergarten. But this is Trio. Back to today's video, history curriculum. So I'm going to show you inside a couple simple ones. First I have two products of the day. So let's take a look at Trio. Okay, so they move, I move. You could play up to 4 players. So you either have to get 3 red in a row, right? 3 big red. Or you can do 1 small, but it has to be in order like this, small, medium, or large. So someone can stop you too. Like you can go in here. And then if this person, say I didn't make that move and I did this, and then this other person goes like this, which I don't know why they would, and then you do that, well, then you win because you have 3 that way. Another way you can win is you can also do 1, 2, 3 like this. So there's multiple ways to win regarding this game. So I quite like it. It's very good strategy-wise, and we have a good time playing it. Okay, let's talk about daily drills. Right now I'm using primary Singapore mathematics, which I did another video on, the mathematics video that I was just talking about. And in it, I do mental math. It comes with mental math to do. If you do not have that, this is from JDA Learning Resources. I think it wasn't even 10 bucks. I mean, it might have been 10 bucks. But so let me just show you. So this is how it starts, 0 plus 0. So it has these all written out. And then you can, learn from that, right? So just trying sums to 0. And then it's practice. And then it's mixing them up. And it goes through. So you can do even, I don't know, 1 a day. I'd do like 1 of those a day, like orally, just because that's a lot of handwriting in my house. But if you want them more fluent in mental math, it's a good way to go. And it goes all the way up to, what does it go up to? I mean, it's a thick book. I think it goes all the way up to 10. Yep. All right, so let's talk some history, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you in a couple different curriculums. This is my father's world, and this is Abeka, and this is generations. Now, this isn't the only history parts for these as well, because this has some books, some easy readers that come with it, that doesn't come with it, but you could buy separately. $14, I think one of them is, that just has it from the perspective of a Native American, from the perspective of a pioneer child. So great. This is a definite winner. This is second in line. It does have some regular picture books that you can get along with it. It's still good, but a lot more words in it. And this is completely almost different. This can be like even up to my age you would learn from. This is the story of Jesus' people. It's just the story of God through the past, like how Marcus Aurelius turned to God, and for examples and things like this. So helping little children and widows, so early Christianity. So every chapter is about 3 pages. So I usually read it at night if my husband's not eating dinner with us while they eat, because I'm a really quick eater or my food isn't done yet. I'll read through this, and then it's got like some pictures, right? And so it's only 3 pages, and then usually only about 3 pages, and then it has faith lessons, which is to recap. But it's basically people, like there's Marcus Aurelius, it's people all through time and how the church got bigger and bigger and things like that. So it is, so far, I've read all the way to, I don't know, all the way back here, I guess. It's quite interesting about different people that translated the Bible it's just, yeah, it's interesting. It's not bad at all, but it's definitely not for I do read it to my grade 1. But I would say even older than that would definitely glean something from it, because my older children get more from it. Okay, so this is the story of the U.S. This is my father's world. As generations, this is my father's world. So I just want to show you some interesting things that I'm using in my homeschool. This is what I used last year. This is grade 1. Maybe I'll show you this first. Take a look at it. This is, if you want a history and geography reader, very easy. This is the Abeka. You would read through this. American Samoa, so it's got Abraham Lincoln. So it has geography in here, Benjamin Franklin, Paul Revere, George Washington. Now these books, I would encourage you to read them once and then read them again another time. You don't have to read them like all in one sitting, but you don't have to go through them. You know what I'm saying? Like it says grade 1, but you don't have to go through it just at one time. If you want that information to sink in, well then maybe when they're a bit older, a couple months later, start it again and read it again during breakfast. This is kind of what I do. Freedom of worship, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly. Let me just give you a So then it has different countries. So it is interesting. It has Canada in there. I looked at the countries I've been to see if it was accurate. Yeah, it's accurate enough. Yeah. So the Star Spangled Banner. So there's a lot of interesting information about Mount Rushmore, Williamsburg, Virginia, of course, Fort McHenry. So I just think it's an easy introduction to history. It says grade 1, and it's a Becca. So I think it's yeah. I mean, I think it's like $14. You can't go wrong. This is the story of the U.S. So we covered that last year. I might cover it again now that I think about it, because I don't know, why not? But right now we're working on the story of the U.S. and it was my goal to kind of get through this year. So these are very interesting stories. I will say that. This is my father's world. Very interesting stories. There are some picture workbooks. See, it covers Leif Erikson, the Vikings, Christopher Columbus. Got the Pilgrims in there. Of course, George Washington, Ben Franklin, who, by the way, possibly the most fascinating person I've read about in history to date. Lots of interesting things. I will tell you, the words to pictures, there's a lot of words to pictures, however, short. Okay, so part 1, so just about a page and a half. So I do have to read while they're eating. And my youngest, who's a little sensitive, history is kind of a little violent at times. It's a little depressing. It's a little not that great. As you can imagine, it's history. Life sometimes is not that great. And so it's a little sensitive for him. Part 4, the Pilgrims, which haven't you read 100 stories about the Pilgrims now? I feel like I have from all the different curriculums I have. But so this is the story of the U.S. So also very good. I wouldn't say, I feel like grade 3, which the way my father's world does it, I believe it's like 1 to 3, grades 1 to 3. Anyone in there would benefit from it, but I feel like you're hitting your ideal range at like grade 2, grade 3, I think, for that. Okay, there you go. Gives you some ideas for your homeschool, and I hope you tune in again. Tune back in. All right, I'm going to calm down. Bye-bye.